and always seek the balance of now, of you not letting anything you're working through affect you. You know, like the girl said, she sat down and she started crying. And I appreciated that response there. And that's how it is, guys. You're going to start stripping away this karma. And it's like, then it really gets good. Because all these ball and chains that are holding you to these desires and these old haunts and these old experiences that you're carrying around with you, you let them go. Doesn't matter. Past is the past. It's dead. It's gone. Don't bring it to the future. Live here now. Live in the moment. You know, as Jesus said, become like little children. It doesn't matter, you know, how you perceive that or what religious thought. The rabbi, he's going to tell you to be in the eternal now. You know, those that know God know where to find God, and it isn't in time. It isn't in contrast. You might see the aspects of it, but you're going to see both aspects of it. Ask me about cellulite. Yeah, honey, you really need to get those kidneys and those lymph systems moving, because this is where you're dealing with this is interstitially. And the thing is, lipids are antacids. And not only can you have lumps of lymph, you can have lumps of lipids. And I have a lot of people with lipid lumps all over their body because they're just so acidic. And it's easy to dissolve these. I'll say easier than it is calcifications, but you want to get that lymph moving. It's just showing you're not filtering through your kidneys here. It's in your legs here. You're not filtering through your kidneys properly. Get your adrenals and your kidneys up, and that'll dissolve away in time. Always know that detoxification is going to correct any type of imbalance or where you see the body in its fight and struggle against acids, because basically it's a war between two sides of chemistry. And remember, we talked about how calcium, cholesterol and calcium, but how cholesterol or even most lipids are antacids. But you'll see the accumulation of these for sure. And then you always fix the liver, gallbladder. You always clean those out so you can break down your lipids properly. So you're always working and cleaning on these organs and stuff to make yourself healthy. This is an interesting one, and this is from Karine, Miss White Lotus. Ooh, I love that name. That's nice. Beautiful. Secondary lymphoma. I hope you're talking about lymphedema. You know, I was reading through this, and it didn't sound like you were referring to lymphoma, the cancer. You were referring to a lymphedema, which actually leads to a lymphoma, which is a damaged cell, all acidosis, all not moving your lymph, sweetheart. This is the big problem here. She'd had an accident, and again, your lymph system is like the street cleansers or the sanitation department. They're cleaning up the garbage from destruction, or you know, you have a hurricane or a tornado. Somebody's got to clean up the mess. Well, in damage or trauma, you have the same thing going on. Blood does play a role, but the lymph system is ultimately the key to that. I remember I fell off a telephone pole years ago. I used to work for the phone company years ago, and I fell real high off a pole, and I did what they tell you not to do, is grab the pole, you know. And so I had surgery here, and I had these little creosote spinners. They came out my fingernails for years. But it was interesting to see that, you know. My lymph was, get out of here. You're not wanted here. And so if you got lymphedema anywhere, secondary, I don't care what you call it, you got kidney failure. And you're, in the sense that you're not filtering your lymph through your kidneys, your adrenals are going to control that. So definitely need to get your kidneys filtering this, honey, and get your adrenal glands up there and get that taken care of, and you'll all that'll come out of there. And you want to dig into this until it does. Bottom line, because some of the legs we see in here are not too good, really big and nasty and gnarly. Acids take no mercy, take no prisoners, you know. Is milk kefir healthy and to consume? No. I tell you what, get away from the milk thinking. Even the nut milks, almond milk, of course, soy is the worst thing. My grandfather was a farmer guy, and I never knew, all my family were farmers, and I just never knew anybody that had anything healthy to say about soy. I think that's why Monsanto picked on that crap bean, and then suddenly it is a wonder food. I think man is so gullible it's not even funny. There's no wonder food about soy. Sorry, even though the Chinese might think that, and forgive me not to insult you, but there's nothing wonderful about soy. Fruits and veggies maybe. So definitely not into to the nut milks. Real concentrated. And what do you use them for? You know, any cereals? Well, that's grains. That's not good. They're all acidic. And then you had to eat them raw or sprout them. And you see, you got that whole thing going on there. Now, if you're asking me about infants and you can't breastfeed, then you could. You could mix, you definitely want to use the coconut milks for the fatty acids, but then you definitely could mix it with a little almond milk, a little chia seed. Like I said, I have an infant formula coming out. It should be, I wanted to call it gorilla milk, but it's mother's milk by nature. And I'm still working on it. I want to have these babies healthy and regenerating their genetics while they're eating. Don't you? Isn't that cool? So that's where we have to be. This is a good one, too, and I appreciate this one. I have a friend in New York City who has developed lymphoma and has lost several friends in the city to lymphoma since 9/11. Again, it is key that all you great souls that worked in all these areas detoxify your body. That's the whole key to every single thing and every symptom of toxicity, whether it's neurotoxic, excitotoxins. Yes, you were subjected to a tremendous amount of toxins. This superclogged the lymph system even more, and that's your main immune system. So detoxify, detoxify, detoxify. I don't care what. And you'll kill yourself out of this. Don't succumb to these things. I remember a fireman, 3 firemen got into a chemical fire locally, and I knew them because I worked in the emergency room for a lot of years, and they would come in, you know. So they all got leukemia from this. Well, one died, and the other one, which I knew the most, I read about him. I called him up, and he wasn't doing good in a wheelchair. And so I brought him in. I explained the raw. I put him on raw. Sure enough, he started getting up out of the chair. He started walking with a cane, now without a cane. This guy was coming out. He was doing good. His numbers were doing good. And his medical doctor said to him, well, what's this guy doing to you? He's building your immune system. You can't do that. This medical doctor scared his wife so much that his wife forced him to go back to the medical doctor. He's dead. Took him 1 month to die. Thank you, Mr. Medical Doctor. You know, this is ignorance. And now she has to live with that. And we almost had him that close. Amazing he would have survived. The other guy I heard died too. This is the problem. This arrogant, narcissistic thinking of the medical community. Don't get me going. This is going to turn on them. I've got a good legal team, and I'm telling you, we're ripe, we're hot, we are not going to take it anymore, and we're not going to take this crap anymore. By these states who decided they were going to conspire with the medical profession to create a monopoly, so you guys couldn't have access to this knowledge that doesn't hurt anybody, that cures everybody, and they do nothing but hurt and kill people. I'm sorry, not to be offensive to the medical community, but it is a proven fact that if you stop practicing right now, we would save hundreds of thousands of lives. That's a fact. And especially with us coming down, they probably wouldn't lose too many. So no offense, but we have to change the way we think. We can't just keep going on and perpetrating the big lie and losing our economy. I mean, the prices of these, the medical world is bankrupting people. And they're not getting cured at all. Matter of fact, they're getting killed, a lot of them. So if you guys want to dance around the pole, my legal team is putting up a lot of information against you guys for what you're doing. So, you know, wake up and do like a lot. I have a lot of friends that are medical doctors. You guys are great.